Good afternoon everybody, Car Biker here, just passing the Five Ways pub. I used to go to the pub quiz at the Five Ways pub. We had a bit of a pub quiz team. Now you have to say it carefully, we were the Norfolk, as in the place, Enchanters, as in magicians, enchanters. The Norfolk Enchanters. Now, we were actually quite good. I say we, what I really mean is the people on the team other than me. I was the science person, so science and nature and maths and things like that, you know, all the proper nerdery. That was what I was in charge of, and I could answer the motorsport questions, but not much else in terms of sporting type things. And then we had a guy who was much better on sports and music, pop music, the old 60s and things like that. He was really good at that stuff. And we had a secret weapon. Our secret weapon was Keith. Now Keith was a bit of a star. His general knowledge was absolutely incredible. He went on 15 to 1. I don't know if anybody remembers 15 to 1. Unfortunately he didn't win it, but he went on 15 to 1. He did really well, and he enjoyed it so much he went back for a second go, and he still didn't win, but he got even closer. And he wanted to go on for a third time, and they said, well, we don't let anybody on 3 times, that's too much. But in the end they actually invited him back, so I think they did a special or something. I'm not quite sure what caused it, but he went back and he came second. But I think he was the first person to ever go on 15 to 1 3 times, and his general knowledge was incredible. But we did quite well as a pub quiz team. We won our local pub quiz when they had the nationals, and we won then the area one, which was all of Yorkshire. I think it might have been Yorkshire and Lincolnshire. We won that as well, but we didn't win it overall. We didn't take home the big cash prize. But I thought there's a couple of little stories around that. One of them very naughty, and I have to say I claim no responsibility. If you won the Five Ways quiz, it was free to enter, so the prize wasn't huge, but it wasn't bad by any means. It was 8 pints of your favourite tipple, as long as your favourite tipple was either beer or cider, of course, not 8 pints of vodka or anything like that. But you got 8 pints, and what they did, rather than having you drink it straight away then, they would give you 8 tokens. And you would take those tokens away. They're just bits of paper, really. Somebody had printed out an A4 sheet as 8 tokens, and you took that away, and you could come back and you swap one for a pint of beer. Now, one of the guys on our team realised that we didn't win every week. We used to win probably about half the time. So he thought it was a good idea to nip into his office and photocopy the sheet, because the quality of the print was kind of photocopier quality anyway, so who would know? And obviously the pub worked this out, because they changed the label design, so they got away from the red light jumping cyclist there. They got away from the photocopied ones and put on a signature line where they would sign it in pen, so that all of the tickets were then signed, so you couldn't bring in your forgery. Now, this was a bit of a challenge to our chief forger. So what he did was he took away, when we won the next time, he took away a sheet, and he practiced signing the landlord's name until he'd got it just right. So he was a proper forger. I'd just like to point out this is years and years ago. It shouldn't be any comeback now, I hope. That would be a corker, wouldn't it? I put up a video about the police wanting helmet camera videos, and will that affect us on YouTube? It'd be a corker if I end up getting arrested for somebody forging, and there they are now, look, waiting to take me away. Well, yeah, so he did that, and he carried on photocopying and signing them himself, and that went on for a while, and eventually the guy who was running the pub left, and we happened to see him another time at another pub quiz, and the first words out of his mouth were, "So do you forge them here as well then?" And apparently he'd realised from the off that this guy was forging his tickets. He says it was pretty obvious, by the way, that he was coming in with 20 tickets when there'd only been 2 pub quizzes since the new design had gone out. they'd only given out 16 tickets and he had a wallet full. So that was the one story. The other story of the pub quiz was back to our man Keith and his 15 to 1. Now he loved it when he went on to 15 to 1. It didn't mean he missed one of our pub quizzes, but he came in the following week and told us all about his 15 to 1 experience. And he says the absolute best part about going on 15 to 1 was that they paid your expenses. And he said what they did, they said, how much is it going to cost you to get from up near Hull, where he lives, to London, where they were filming? And he got the train price, and it came out at £200. So it was a bit less than that, but with a hotel and a bit of food, it was about £200 that they said they would give him. Now Keith, a little bit of a drinker, and he decided that he had £200 to play with, so there was the ideal opportunity on the train to have a pint or a glass of wine or whatever he decided on. And from what we gather, he managed to spend his entire £200 on the trip to the studios on alcohol and snacks. So if they ever repeat 15 to 1, I'm going to keep a lookout for that one, because apparently, we didn't see it at the time, but apparently he could barely see he'd had that much to drink. Maybe that's why he decided he wanted to go back for a second and third time. I suspect on the third time he came second in the competition, maybe because they'd limited the amount of beer that was on offer. So yeah, there's our pub quiz thing. Might be a bit long and rambling, that I apologise if it is. It was a bit of an ad hoc one, just because I accidentally went past the pub where I first started doing quizzes. Anyway, thanks for watching, everyone. Don't report me to the police for forging, it wasn't me, honest. Thanks for watching, ride safe, and I'll talk to you all again soon.